Day to you, all that good stuff, midday as it is. I figured I'd go live with y'all for a little bit, chop it up a little bit, before I get up on with the rest of my day. Yesterday I ain't had time, cuz today I got time. You know what I mean? Shout out to that young boy out there in Colorado, RP to him. I don't know if a lot of people know this or not. That kid that was in that video, he actually got killed out there in Colorado. Well, it wasn't Colorado. I think it wasn't in the same area where you seen him at in the video though. But that kid was really involved in like that life and everything. That's crazy. Yesterday I had time, cuz today I got time. Yeah, awards. I might talk about that a little later on because I thought it was just me. Then I started realizing, no, it's more than just me. And that's what I found with a lot of these situations. So I'm just going to drop in on this real quick and let it be known. You know, I've sat here probably for the better part of 2 or 3 weeks explaining to everyone, whether it was intentionally or unintentionally, what happened to me. You understand what I'm saying? I had a donation process. I had dedicated people that always contributed to me because those subscribers of mine, they always knew if I said I'm going to do something or we going on a trip somewhere or we doing this or doing that, we're going to do it. It's going to be if ands and buts about it. It's not going to be I couldn't do it, or I don't show up online because I've collected enough money that I want to, so now I'm taking a hiatus from online. It's never none of that. Not over here. We always do. And so I got quite confused by it. And I was like, well, what happened to my donators? Like, what happened to the people that were supporting my show? It's a point here. Just stay with me. And I started realizing that two particular podcasters were behind the scenes. And if y'all listening, yes, you were, motherfucker. I got the screenshots of you. I got video shots of you. I got screenshots of these niggas behind their paywalls talking good shit about me. You understand what I'm saying? And so, for the most part, I let it be. But what I knew it was that gossip is like a virus, it spreads. That's how gossip and viruses, they're similar and linear to each other. They spread very quickly. And as they spread, you get different malcanations of the gossip and the virus. They let we had the plague here. This is 5 years ago now. It's hard to believe it was that long ago. That matriculated into different variations of it. So it's quite easy to understand when you just put your concentration into a conversation versus gossip. So I try to have conversations over here. So that gossip flustered and it went more and more and more and more out. Now I'm pinned as a guy who evidently I hate black women. Now, I hate a certain type of black woman. Matter of fact, I hate a certain type of woman in general. You know what I'm saying? So don't be fooled. Two, you understand what I'm saying? I'm highly passive aggressive and all this, and I'm violent and all this. You might be on this 80% margin right about that, but that 20% margin says I also have the discussion and the inclusion of being temperamental when I need to be. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning hiding my temperament and sequestering my temperament in the moment. Now, a lot of people will sit back and they say, well, this takes a lot of training and blah, 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 blah. Everybody's like that. Well, you got to become like that because you got to anticipate situations like I was telling you guys about 3 weeks now, maybe even a month now. I've been telling you about. And a lot of people are like, why you keep talking about the same subject? Why you keep talking about pork chop and the king do? I said, because there's a point to it. They're gossiping and their circumnavigation of getting people to leave my platform and not listen to my platform or whatever the case, whatever their intentions were, derived from whatever inspiration they had. Because in my opinion, one of them, I get it. I get why Pork Chop did it. Pork Chop did it just to get, some views and shit like that. I don't get why the other dude did what he did because I was like, yo, my nigga, I was like literally supporting you. You understand what I'm saying? This, bear with me. You're going to understand what I'm talking about. I was literally supporting this dude. I was supporting his channel. He has a paywall. I supported that. They try to insult me and say, "Oh no, it was another woman paying for you." How was it? So that means this nigga was taking collections from one account from two people, and knowingly knew he was doing it because he looked at the statements every month. He's even had shows where he's looked at his statements and said, "Okay, this person donated." He knows who donates to him. He knows who's part of the. It tells you right there on the thing who's members, so there's no confusion. So I said, well, the other guy, maybe this is what his intentions were the whole time. Maybe he didn't ever have any good intentions whatsoever. He just tries to play it off like he did, but in reality, he didn't. He never did. Use you until you're done, and then okay, you can move on now. Now, I watched the same thing, and I always raise an eyebrow with certain motherfuckers. That's just me, and I'm always right. That's the funny thing. Didn't I tell y'all this before? I've been telling y'all this for about a couple years now. If you've been a long listener to me, I say I might tell you things, and they may sound crazy at first. And trust me, I went through this in the music industry. When I was in the music industry for the 17 years I was there. Not 17 years ago, for the 17 years I was there. And what I learned was, with musicians, there are musicians you can trust, that'll stand up, and there are musicians that'll cut your throat to try to get to the top. You understand what I'm saying? And they always want the shortcut. And the shortcut usually comes from someone who's already famous. This is the way these people operate. It's a mentality. And it exists not just in the music industry, it exists in a couple of industries. It even exists in regular people's lives, believe it or not. Ordinary Joes, they'll use the same practice, which was displayed here with King Pang and Pork Chop. And I said, okay, that's cool. I understand. I know what you was doing. It's all good. I don't think that's going to work for you in the Lul run because you're going to do that to the wrong person. You're going to find out very quickly people don't play that shit. Don't take my kindness for weakness. I'm very rarely real extra kind to people anyway. People that know me know that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, moving on. I saw all of a sudden the podcasters named Night and Day, they going through the same thing. And I said, how about that shit? How about that shit? Here's another demonstration of the same strategy that was used against me, tarnishing somebody's reputation or the product or anything that's close to them or whatever. It's actually a tool that's been used by white supremacists. It's been used by Hitler. It's been used by Mussolini. It's not a new tactic. It's just that these horrible motherfuckers now have started to use the same tactic on their own people. Isn't that crazy? Yes, you hear me very well. It's called propaganda. And what you do is you start the propaganda by literally explaining to your crowd or whatever crowd is listening, hey, this guy is this, that, and other, and the third. And once they start listening to that a little bit, what happens is a couple people that are of lower intelligence or people that are just, they just like to see shit go on. Some people just like to see the world explode, burn, whatever the case they said there. And these people are existing now on the internet. Their innermost feelings they would have had and never divulged a couple of years ago, people feel free to get up there and say whatever they want to say, however they want to say it, and there's no repercussions. Or they think that, they're untouchable for some reason, which is fucking crazy to me. If I knew a guy and he says, yo, listen, I'm attached to one of the biggest fucking music producers ever, which is Diddy. And this guy right here is evidently still around these guys all the time. I would watch what the fuck I said if this guy is beknownst to me. Or people think crazy. What are you gonna do, right? So listen, I listen to Night and Day, and I'm listening to that what's the name? I'm listening to their podcast there. And shout out to your mother, you poor white trash. Only some poor white trash is gonna write something like that. But let's take care of you real quick. Just give me 1 second, guys. We got one of these goofies in here. Hold on 1 second. Okay, bye-bye, Goofy. We've got so many people out here that are within the same culture that have strategies to get ahead. The strategy that was used against Night and Day just recently was damaging the reputation of their product. Now, I try to tell you all the time, these literally strategies that have been used over and over and over and over and over and over, but specifically in business matters. It was used against the freed slaves. It was used against the Italians. It was served partition, especially the Jews that were living in Italy, which is where the section that the Jewish population that the church had sent them was called, ironically enough, the ghetto in Italy. The word ghetto comes from Italy, if you don't know this. But and there was a section where the Italian Catholic Church had placed Jewish people, and they deemed it as being dirty and this, that, and the third. This is where the word ghetto comes from. If you don't believe me, go look it up for yourself. You'll see for yourself. This ghetto that's been created online is crazy because you now have people that shit they would do in the corners of the projects on a late night. They're now trying to demonstrate online, and it's not going to work for you. This person, and I'm not going to say their name because I don't know this guy. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know this guy. A lot of people going to say, well, you're crazy if it's over here taking up for 9 days. Then you have a problem with them before, whatever. Mind your fucking business. That's for one. Too many of your people, other fucking business, going to get your fucking your fucking ear nibbled on. You understand what I mean? Now, listen, this is what I'm saying to you. These guys were fucking attacked after they helped someone, after they promoted them, after they introduced them to an audience, after they donated to them. These guys were attacked. And I listened to them yesterday. I was live with them yesterday. And I listened to them as they were talking, and I was like, no, they telling the truth. But boys, now you got to understand how people move. And you see how reputation or your or faux false reputation preceding you can do multitudes of damage. This even if it's mentioned. Even if it's mentioned. And that's what happened to me. You understand what I'm saying? That's what happened to me. I haven't had anybody significantly donate to me in over a month, maybe a month and a half. You understand what I'm saying? And this is all because of the same tactics that were used against them. And now we've got this caravan of motherfuckers out here nowadays that have sat on that. Mostly female, mostly women that dig into a certain spectrum of YouTube. I like to consider the toxic LBGT, specifically men's corner. And to be even more specific, Black and Latin men's corner. I find out of 100% of the LBGTQ men over there that do this vlogging podcast, and and the ladies, don't take this the wrong way, and a high potency of men specifically raised by, listen to me very well, cackling, obnoxious, loudmouth, troublemaking, always in the middle with shit, loudmouth, bitch, why you in here starting an argument? We only been in here for 10 minutes, ass bitches. Oh, and they coming all races. But I'm just talking about the brown and black ones right now. I mean, we can talk about the Lithuanian ones, Russian ones, Albanian ones. I know them too. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about them later. Right now, let's talk about the dinner table here, okay? You don't need dinner with them. Let's talk about the dinner table. You understand? Meaning, if you go in your neighborhood right now, ain't there a coochie frito somewhere? You go in your neighborhood right now, ain't there a soul food place, something like that somewhere, or whatever? If you go outside your door right now, everybody either speak a urban version of English or a urban version of Spanish or Spanglish or whatever you want to fucking denounce it as? You know what I'm saying? It's there. So I stick with those two demographics. These men that are over there have somehow linked with the men that were raised by single women in a lot of cases, most cases. These men act very feminine. And that in actuality is actually a lot of, and this is my personal opinion, a lot of those men are actually more of a black woman than they are a black man. They're more of a Latin woman than they are a Latin man. If you just carry on and you watch the attributes of them, and that, see, women move sneaky. Let me explain to you what I meant by that comment. Women move very sneakily. And most of the reason is because they know they can't physically whoop most men's asses. Is that fair? Okay. You know what I'm saying? And if you say you at 5'3" could take on a man at 6'4", 190 pounds a minimum, you're lying. Not physically, you can't. I don't care how many fucking Taibo classes or fucking long true classes or whatever else you have. You know what I'm saying? You can do it too. No, the fuck you can't. The average woman will walk up on me within 2 seconds. I got my hand around your throat and I'm lifting you up in the air, at least partially. So let's get that shit out of the way. Women move sneakily because the pure simple fact physical altercation is not their first alternative. Is that fair? So what they do is they move in a sneaky formation or whatever they're doing. They're trying to ascertain something. That doesn't have to be sexually. It doesn't have to be to ascertain something from a man. It could be from just anything in general that they want. A lot of women move like this. Well, if you notice in the past 10 or 15 years, you're starting to get men that move very sneakily like this. Now, I know a lot of y'all ain't want to listen to me before. You better fucking listen to me now because I told you it was coming. You're going to see more of it. And I'm trying to tell you how to counter evolve around it. So listen to what the fuck I'm saying. I'm trying to make sure all of us make money. Ain't none of y'all trying to make sure I make any money. Isn't that fucking ironic? I'll continue. These motherfuckers that are like this are more woman than they are man. Even though they're in the shell of a man, even though whatever, they think more like a woman because that's what they mostly been around. Throwing a sister, a female cousin, a whole bunch of aunties is even worse, the diagnosis she got here. So these fuckers, they grow up with all the attributes that women would use to kind of counter themselves. That's why you can find men that are quick to lie. That wasn't me. Hence, ladies, a lot of the men that y'all dating, y'all shouldn't be complaining about the man. You should be complaining about the product that this bitch produced. Because she knew this motherfucker was going to be out there eventually with other women. What the fuck ending did you think it was going to happen? It's infancy to 18, right? This is where you raise them. Infancy to 18. Around about 14 or 15 as a guy, and I can speak for this, we're already out there looking for vajay. When I'm around 14 or 15 years old, I was already out there looking for vajay. Did I score? Nah, I was a late bloomer. I ain't scored till I was like 16. But the point was, I was on the intensive and on the probably when I was 13 going into 14. You understand what I'm saying? I'm looking for vajay. So a lot of these guys from an early age, they've been hit with sentiments and emotions and been surrounded by feminine energy almost their whole entire life. These are usually the men that you get online a lot of times that scream all day long, I'm a man, I'm a man, I'm a man. You got to understand the personalities to really be able to recognize the motherfucker I'm talking about. That's the problem. A lot of y'all have not, y'all, I don't know, your senses are not developed yet. Maybe that's the case or whatever. I've been told that somebody said that to me. Many of y'all just not intelligent enough to catch it. I don't know what the fuck it is. But wherever you live at, for especially a lot of you fucking guys and girls that sit up on here and try to proclaim and give proclamation of how intelligent you are, listen to me. I know y'all don't live in the tri-state area and don't ever come up here. They're going to get you. They gonna get you. Trust me on this. They gonna get you. Don't ever come up. Just stay where you at. Don't ever come up this way because they're gonna get you. Don't go to California either. They're gonna get you. You understand what I'm saying? And definitely don't go to Miami. They gonna get you. Okay, stay away from them three places right there. Stay in Slowpoke, Ohio. You know what I'm saying? Centipede, Wyoming. You know what I'm saying? Bruckerfuck, North Dakota. Stay in them places. You know what I'm saying? Look, a couple people hopped off. I don't give a fuck. Because what I find out is it's most of these people in these rural areas that got the most fucking mouth. So fuck you if you just logged off. You ask these people where the fuck they lived at before, whatever the case may be, and they'll tell you, oh, why? I had a motherfucker that was arguing with me. I live here in the New York City tri-state. I argued with a motherfucker that claimed they lived here for 2 years. I said, if you lived here for 2 years and you think that you can fucking encompass the New York City tri-state, you are out of your fucking mind. That's a delusion you live in. That's like me going to Paris and living in Paris for 2 weeks. 2 years and being like, I'm Parisian now. No, the fuck you, right? You're not Parisian. You gotta live in Paris for 2 years. After about 5 or 10 years, then we'll start considering the conversation you're not Parisian. You understand what I'm saying? But prior to that, you're not. So you see what I'm saying? Like the same delusion that women will live in. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's my hair. I bought it. Are the same delusions that these men will live in. And so the same tactics as sneaky women will use are the same tactics these men will use. They've been encompassed by women all their life. I know them when I see them. I know them when I hear them now, even more so with these podcasts, because a lot of them, they'll carry on conversations or carry on the veracity of a conversation or a situation or a subject in their matter of the premise of their conversation on their podcast. They'll tie in real deep with that. And I'll be like, that's a motherfucker that was raised by a woman. Chicks do shit like that. It's why I told y'all, and I mean this to all men out there, and I'm glad some men adhere to that. Listen to me very well. I'm glad some men adhere to that. And they slow down that Jaguar right shit. Can't be on here bashing. You can't be a man on here bashing a chick day after day after day, and then something happened to a woman of color. You're like, oh my God, black women. Well, nigga, that's karma. You sat there for fucking 3-4 months. You the last spokesman that we should be doing that. Matter of fact, you should be blowing the horn, telling other motherfuckers, yo, listen, man, let's take a break off Jaguar for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of motherfuckers that's faulty here. You know what I mean? I told y'all on my podcast, and I'm gonna clip that shit too. I said, yo, y'all out here promoting a white dude that said he got a black woman arrested. I'm gonna repeat that for you. Y'all was sitting out here parading around a white man or very, 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 very light complected Latino man and a white woman as being the sources of capturing and bringing a black woman to white justice. If we took away the internet and we took away everything else, that would be like the same motherfuckers that would ride with the KKK or the Night Riders or the motherfucking overseers on the plantation to go recapture a slave. These would be the same motherfuckers that would accompany them. Please recognize them for who they are, not who you want them to be. Please recognize these motherfuckers for who they are, not who you want them to be. Always recognize somebody for who they are. I knew Pork Chop was a fuckface first time he mentioned my name, and I said, motherfucker, I don't know you. I knew King Payne was a fuckface when he turned around and he made the move that he made, and I never did anything to this guy a fucking day in my life. You know what I'm saying? In fact, I did quite the opposite. You understand what I'm saying? And I gave him a chance to redeem himself several times. He said, nah, fuck that, fuck you. I said, okay, cool, fuck me. You got it. You got it. You got it. See something familiar with both of those guys? Both of those guys are ultra feminine. Both of those guys carry themselves like women. Both of those guys try to portray themselves as they're actually women when we can physically look at and see. Like I can see if y'all niggas cut off your beards and all that shit, started wearing makeup and all that shit, whatever you was trying to put the trajectory across. All right, cool. But you niggas look like men and you're trying to talk like women. Listen, it doesn't work that way. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not attacking you. I'm simply stating the fact that, yeah, you can be whatever sexuality you want to or whatever the case may be, but please be assured, my friends, that you are still viewed as a man amongst us. And what we fucking demand is the guys here of YouTube. You know, the guys at least had an uncle to throw a football with them when they was growing up. You know, the guys that, you know, even if they had sisters, their cousin or their aunt or their uncle or the couple would come pick them up and make sure they play with the other boys, you know, shit like that or whatever. And there's some guys on here, even if they didn't have a dad, they were raised with men influence behind them. You understand what I'm saying? And so when I see the bitch moves of a couple motherfuckers over here, I get detoured because it happened to me. See, they put out something about Night and Day. Said Night and Day was this, their product was this, that, and other, and the third. Trade fell from that and then moved on and try to put it out there like the virus it was. And for most of these motherfuckers that are here online, they're dumb. Y'all won't say it, I'll say it, okay? Listen, Nobody donates to me. Nobody supports my channel. I took these motherfuckers to Nas's birthplace. It was just like, nah, that ain't good enough. So I don't give a fuck about what you think, how you are, whatever. Don't a motherfucker on here do nothing for me because y'all believe the rumor of a motherfucker that evidently needed to put his place somewhere in his little community. It don't work that way. So you don't get rid of guys like me that easy. Nah, hey, that's cool, man. You know, whatever, however you feel, my man, however you feel. But guys like me, we don't disappear like that. No. It doesn't work that way. In fact, what happens is you disappear. But don't worry about it. The story continues. Hey, didn't Puff say that? The saga continues. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Sometimes the train could be coming, you don't even see the train, you still stand on the tracks, you know? Who said that? I think it was Mo that said that. One of my friends said that. I think it was my boy. He said that. You fucking stay. You see a train come, you still standing on the tracks, like with a flashlight in the dark. Fucking guys. All right, I'm sorry. I know I got a little bit off. I was just thinking about something. Anyway, let me go here. I'm doing for these guys what nobody would do for me. When I started getting attacked, ain't nobody defend me. There were two women that were in my chat room, and just to paraphrase just give a quick synopsis of what went on with me. I had a woman come into my chat room, and I was particularly talking about one gentleman and his following. And what I subsequently saw, I'm a very intelligent man. You understand what I'm saying? I'm very calculated, hence the name professional. I earned that name for multiple reasons. Which even makes more sense if you wouldn't have said what the fuck you said about me. But, anyway, long story short, this motherfucker, this woman, came into my chat room. She overheard what I said, and I said, well, I'm gonna go have to talk to this King Payne nigga because hey, he's got a lot of women and men that are in his chat room, and I'm seeing them appear in other people's rooms, actually discussing everything that they talked about, not only on your podcast, homie, which he didn't catch that part, but on your paywall. That was the point. He just didn't catch that. I said, no, I'm not talking about your podcast. He might can flow through your podcast. That's nothing. You know what I'm saying? But your paid room, that's something different. He didn't want to hear that. He didn't want to hear that. Nor did the chick want to hear that, which made me believe that she had written something or said something or done something. You could tell by the way she reacted because I was like, sweetheart, there ain't no reason for you to be getting that mad. Like she actually got angry to the point that she thought that I was saying her or something like that. And I'm like, hey, listen, ma'am, I'm confused right now. What was actually going on here? You know what I mean? And the woman proceeded to say, don't say nothing about the Crown family. Da, da, da. I said, I would say something about my own fucking family if one of them was a traitor. Give a fuck. Who the fuck are you to tell me don't talk about whatever? Who the fuck are you? You Gestapo or some shit? Like you get commands around here? That's another thing I have a problem with a lot of these bras that be online. These bitches be online talking like they give, bitch, your name is not YouTube or Google. Shut the fuck up. Be a spectator or a content creator, one of the two. Sit back, shut the fuck up, take the ride, and enjoy yourself. Yeah, over here dictating like we on a fucking plantation. There be bitches in my chat room. You can't talk like that. Who the fuck are you? Will you work for Google? You're the aura of decency now? And then the women get, why you can't bet chicks get online every day? I'm gonna stick by this. Chicks get online every day. Go to any of your favorite podcasts, and you will hear an urban woman refer to a man, or refer to men, hardworking men that bust their ass, men that like. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Where I live at in my neighborhood, nobody in there in this whole in my building, nobody in my neighborhood knows who I formerly was. You understand what I'm saying? And I keep it that way. I'm just some regular. I'm a nobody. You understand what I'm saying? And for most of my life, I've been like that. Most people never knew, or I never went around bragging that I lived. I lived the life that I lived. I never went, and I'm talking about being attached to record labels. I'm using this as an example for a reason. Um, Nobody knew that I worked at Bad Boy. Nobody knew my history at Interscope. Nobody knew my history as a recording artist. Nobody knew the rooms that I was recording in, the producers that were recording me. None of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knew none of that shit except for a chosen few. You understand? And I kept that under wraps because I knew what would happen once motherfuckers do. Motherfuckers get an assumption that, all right, he got it, he got it, he got it, he got it. You know what I'm saying? And then like it'll come overbearing. I've seen artists go broke over that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like literally go broke over that shit because they come in debt. So meaning they owe money out before they even get their residual checks. Like the money is already spoken for. You understand what I'm saying? It's just once they ascertain that they might hold on to it for about a week or something like that for show, and then boom, it literally is gone in debt. So with that being said, I was never a bragger. I never went around bragging. I never used that to get cool points. I did use it to get into spaces a lot of times because the difference between you really being part of that and you not is this. They're going to see you there beforehand with that entourage that you was with. Just listen to what I'm saying. I'm sitting there arguing with a chick that don't even have a third of the fucking experience in life that I do. Not even a third. And this bitch was at least 15, I might even say 22 years my senior now. You know what I'm saying? Like she was visibly older than me. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting there, and this is later on when the King Payne dude, he has a whole, oh, I left that out. He has a whole podcast about me. I did them so wrong. I called this chick a bit. I said, nigga, you ain't too smart. That's the bitch in the end that's gonna kill you. He's slow. You know what I'm saying? He one of these niggas, one of them rural Midwest niggas think they smarter than they actually are until you take them out their environment and they realize, oh, maybe I ain't as smart as I think I am. You know what I'm saying? You slick, but you're not smart. If you was smart instead of being slick, you would have a better angle. You'd be able to take control quickly, but you choose the premise of being slick. So now the reputation is too late now, Bubby. The reputation's out there for you. You should have stayed in good content with me. Oh, you're fine now. You're fine now. Lots of friends, lots of friends. You don't believe in friends, Bubby, and that's gonna be your downfall. Please make sure y'all hit that like button one time. Make sure also if anybody's in here, y'all listen to me, and y'all know me, y'all one of my longtime subscribers. It starts with capital S's and super, T is in terrific, R is in ready, N is I is in incomplete, N is in never, G is in great, E is in everybody, R is in ready, B as in boy, E is in everyone, L is in life, L is in life again, 80. Somebody write my Cash App in the comment section there. I don't use StreamYard anymore. I was using it for my viewers and doing the whole same rigmarole, Replay a video, get my 15-second commentary. Okay, donate, 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 donate. We don't do that over here. And if you don't write it in here, whatever, I would ask at that point, please unsubscribe to my channel. Please don't come here anymore. Eventually, you're going to be blocked anyway. I really don't like people that don't interact. I don't like people that just sit there and look like weirdos and don't interact with the conversation or they want to sit in the bushes. No, we don't play that over here. I'd rather not have you as a subscriber. I have 17,000 more. So please, if you're a person that you know will never contribute to this channel, if you are a person that you know that you're never going to really be interacting in my chat room, if you're a person that will not hit the like button, please just unsubscribe from my channel. Other than that, you just look like a weirdo, a warrior, possibly somebody that's a pedo or some shit like that. That's how they operate and behave. You understand what I'm saying? Or quite frankly, you could be one of them weirdos from over there at King Payne and Pork Chops channel. Shout out to King Payne and Pork Chop both. Hope y'all live a wonderful life, a long life. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay. Anyway, let's move it on, man. This strategy that was used against 9 Day is not a new strategy. It was used against me, just to sum it up. This woman was able to create a whole podcast about me, sit there for at least 40 minutes and tell her story before I interjected and came in. Then once I came in, I was all kinds of motherfuckers and this, that, and other, the third, or whatever, whatever. Mind you, the worst I said to this woman was, fuck you, bitch. And this woman believed in her irregular mind that she could punk me into one saying, I'm sorry, bitch, you were on my podcast and you had no reason being there. And just like the motherfuckers is right here, right now, that sit there and they sneak. I can't stand coward motherfuckers that do that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, okay, if I go listen to somebody's podcast and I don't interact, because there's actually people I do interact with. But if I listen to your podcast and I don't interact with you, it's either one or two reasons. One, I don't want to interrupt. You understand what I'm saying? Because sometimes my presence can just bring out goofies because they don't like Puff or they don't like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. Um, and if you don't know, I worked for Bad Boy Entertainment for over 17 years. I worked in the marketing department under Sean Prez, Malcolm Miles, a couple other people. You know what I'm saying? I'm very easily Googleable. You can Google me. You'll see all my little accomplishments and all that shit or whatever, whatever. I'm not an unknown person. These guys, they get followers and they think they're known. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work that way, not in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a couple people to make the assertion from what's the name, but most people, even at their highest, you understand, don't make the assertion from YouTube to what's the name. And if you do, congratulations to you. You're one of the few, and I don't want to get it messed up and see anybody fail necessarily. But when you out here trying to see that other motherfuckers fail and that look just like you, I think that's a problem. And I think more people should speak up about motherfucking individuals like this, especially the bitches on here. Oh, these cantankerous bitches on here. I like to call them the unfuckables. These unfuckable bitches that are on here, most of them, man. The reason I call them the unfuckables because they wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Any bitch that wakes up at 7 o'clock in the morning and she thinking about arguing against the world and turning it on YouTube versus getting some dick first thing in the morning, because that's really what it should be. Listen, I ain't had a girlfriend, like a main girlfriend. I fuck with a lot of chicks, you know what I'm saying? Not a lot of chicks, but you know what I'm saying. I talk to honey here, there, whatever, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Hit smash, and I'm gone. But I'm talking about like a chick. If that's your chick, that's your broad. Most women, when they wake up in the morning, they moist. They want to get, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, want to get stained out. You know what I'm saying? At least that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about y'all. First thing I get up in the morning, and it's time and times per minute, I'm trying to smash. Even if it's like for 15 minutes, roll that big ass over here. You know what I'm saying? Ay, diablo, papi. Cha, cha. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to hear first thing in the morning. You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? Women that don't have that option usually wake up in the morning, they ready to fucking argue, beef, yell, scream, whatever, whatever. And then in some cases, there's women that ain't getting no good D. There's some women out there too. You got to knock your chick down. Don't be afraid to eat some vajay here and there. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a man out here in 2024 talking about you don't eat the choach. You're going to lose out. You know what I'm saying? Because she going to quickly find a motherfucker at the club that will put a bib on and get a can of fucking whipped cream. You know what I'm saying? To prove his point. Hey, babe, I'm the better choice. Can't you see it? That's what that motherfucker's going to say. You know what I mean? And then boom, that situation's over. We got these guys out here and these women, a team of the unfuckables, that out here to do no more online than to cause fucking havoc and beef and do little sneaky shit. Go around starting problems, starting trouble, trying to make it now so motherfuckers don't make money. And I told y'all for a month now, this was happening to me too as well. And nobody gave a fuck. Oh, you know what? I don't like the way that guy talks. I don't like the way he pronunciates his words. You know what? I don't like, and I don't like that, and I don't like that. This is what cantankerous motherfuckers do. Don't you understand? This is what people like that do. They sit around and they look and make up situations to complain about because their fucking lives are miserable. You understand what I'm saying? My life's not miserable. As you can see, Within the course of a week, I had y'all around Talib Kweli and who else I had? And the whole birthplace of Nas within days of each other. And now one motherfucker came on my podcast and said, "Yo, man, that's some good footage, man." I mean, I literally put Talib on camera for y'all, like next to me. You know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers like, "No, no, 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 no." I said, "That's odd as fuck." Now that's from hating. See, you got certain podcasters, their own trajectory is to get out here, find motherfuckers that have got some decent flow or got some potential, or whatever, or they're envious or jealous of. It could be in the machination of anything that I just mentioned. And their purpose is to get them out the way so it makes more motherfucking money for them. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I told y'all this is the Cash App Wars. A lot of people not generating any income here on YouTube anymore. I got motherfuckers who won't even come and write my Cash App in the thing. I got people who come over here and won't even hit the like button talking about they a subscriber. That's why I made it now. I've taken out, I said for the next week, because I keep doing it. And some of them keep, like that one motherfucker, he came back with part two of his, I guess you could say it like that, a part two of his profile and subscribed again. And I still blocked that motherfucking profile. The nigga pork chop that I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? This nigga came and subscribed to my, I said, why are you subscribed to my channel for? I don't fuck with you. And you know I don't fuck with you. You made a proclamation on your own podcast that said 2 months ago that I blocked you. You damn right I blocked you. So why would you come in June and subscribe to my channel with your other account? Because you're a fucking weirdo. These are the weird weirdos that I'm talking about right here. These niggas that make moves like this. People that make moves like this and try to fuck up you making money. There's no reason that Mike and Day should not be making money. Why not? And I don't know if I do know if anybody will do this same type of speech, but somebody got to fucking do it. There's a problem out here. There are now literally snake niggas online. If y'all don't fucking get it, there's snake motherfuckers online now that are now making moves behind the scenes to try to make sure people don't make money. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm trying to tell you that's going to end up one of you in fucking, I don't know, somewhere. Motherfuckers get online and they talk. I ain't seen so many motherfuckers talk in my goddamn life. And it's talk. Make all these little sneaky moves and all that shit. And then as soon as something pop up, they're a fucking victim. Fuck you and that victim shit is overrated. Fuck you and that victim shit is overrated. A whole class of victims influenced by wayward bitches. Not good women, wayward bitches that raised them. 13 and 14, 15-year-old parents. These are the men that you got running out here nowadays, ladies, that you complaining about. And the byproduct of another bitch that got a twat just like you. These sissy ass men. That's what they are. They sissies. These sissy ass, and that's no shots at the LGBTQ community. I don't mean in that definition. I mean, these are sissies. It's how sissies operate. Sissies operate by going around and they do little sneaky little moves and be ah ha 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 ha. I got you, girl. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I got you too. Stay right there. Now repeat. I want you to do this. I want you to lift your leg up. You understand what I'm saying? Grab it and say ouch. What I need to say ouch for? Don't worry about it. You'll find out in a second here. Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah, God, these fucking motherfuckers on here. I can't stand them. I really can't. I really can't. This was the deciding grounds for me right here, YouTube, personally. I saw that shit being done the night and day. I said, yeah, see, I told you. I told you. And see, I'm talking to them because they basically from up this way. So I said that even when I was listening with them. I said, nah, them niggas from up this way. Like when like sometimes we leave Philly out of the equation because Philly is like going towards down south. But most conversations, I'm gonna say 90% of conversations, because my man's in them. Shout out to Abdul. Shout out to my nigga Doobie. Both of them from Philly, born and raised. They talk with the accent, everything or whatever. That was my man's for a minute. But a lot of the Philly niggas, man, like they basically just like New York and Jersey motherfuckers combined together. Like that's the best way I can put it. And a pinch of Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Those are cities. If you ain't never been to Baltimore, I mean, Baltimore is a city. Ain't denying it. You know what I'm saying? It might be small in comparison to most other cities, but it definitely is a city. You know what I'm saying? I've been down there a few times now. I know Maryland. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I can tell you that. And there's video footage of me in Maryland less than a year ago. You know what I'm saying? Me and my peoples went down there. Salud a las mujeres, las Honduras. Mi esposa. No en esta vida, no. Don't worry about that. Ain't none of y'all business. Anyway, long story short, we got these motherfuckers out here now trying to destroy other men. I don't like that shit. It's hard enough. You got to go up against white men. You got to go up and compete against other men. Now you got to compete against niggas that look just like you. And didn't I tell y'all motherfuckers this shit a minute ago? I told you these motherfuckers, they don't think the same anymore. They're twisted. They're demented. A lot of them. A lot of them so far caught in the matrix, they don't know what to do. A lot of them's mama and daddy aspired nothing more than to be a motherfucking white man or a white woman or a tap dancer or a shoe shiner. You got to understand that. Once you understand that, Malcolm and Martin talked about these type of motherfuckers. Malcolm X talked about these type of motherfuckers. And if you wasn't paying attention, there was some niggas that killed Malcolm by assistance of the motherfucking CIA and FBI. You don't remember? Y'all forgot already? Huh? I thought y'all so proud and so smart. You got niggas turning into tap dancers. Yo, son, I don't need to say son's name. He know who I'm talking about. That was some whack shit you pulled on them boys, man. You didn't have to do all that. You keep that shit on at the dinner table. That ain't keeping it thug, my nigga. That's keeping it corny. You understand what I'm saying? And you need to piece that up, B. Like I don't know how to explain that. I mean, like you need to do that for your own rap. Like these niggas got you calling them like 50 something times. Like, son, you look like you crazy right there. And I just don't understand the connection because I'm like, yo, didn't son, one son rocking with them? Like, I don't understand the disconnection, you know? And it's sad, but it happens. But this is a way a lot of these motherfuckers move, you know? Now, son, you gotta realize this too. Them niggas was pushing you, promoting you, they was donating to you and everything. Shout out to them 90 Day niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? But they were donating to you and everything. And so now to the rest of the world, even if you right or wrong about their product. I don't know. I tend to believe that you're not correct because they've been doing it for so long. They've been online for like 7, 8 years. They've been online longer than me, and I've been online longer than most of y'all. You know what I'm saying? I've been here for 5 years. So to me, it would seem like that was a move, that was a play. If Philly, who incoincidentally think just like Jersey, Connecticut, New York, and even I even go as far as say Boston type motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? We have a Northeast mentality up here. Up here, that seems like to me you trying to cut throat to move ahead. And I'm like, okay, cool. Now that's if the story went down the way it went down. There's also a possibility everybody got their own what's the name, whatever. But I'm not familiar with this gentleman. And I just saw how he followed through with that the Jaguar Rice situation. That seems to be his bread and butter, like a lot of these other podcasters. I told y'all, if y'all can't create nothing else like that, which most of y'all can't because y'all ain't got the experience to do so. Imagine listening to a motherfucker tell you about one football player over and over and over and over and over and over again, right? But as far as the NFL, he can't tell you nothing about the inner workings of the NFL, really, because he ain't never been in the NFL. He ain't never worked for the NFL. He ain't never been part of the NFL. Only thing he could do is give you things that are connected to the NFL. So as a severance package for his conversation, what he'll do is he'll be like, here, take this right here. What's this? Well, this right here is information about where they were at 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And how they rented a van and then take the van back. This motherfucker's a real hard major criminal. Imagine if all those motherfucking Just imagine if that whole conversation when Jaguar was going through her little debacle last time on her last arrest. Damn, Huggy, you gotta stop getting arrested, bitch. For real, bitch, you out here looking like motherfucking like Butch Cassidy or something fucking. But fuck wrong with you? Stop getting arrested all the time. At least don't get arrested on camera, stupid. Don't get arrested on camera. Don't be a goofy. All right, you look like a nut ass bitch right now. You think that shit cute, bitch? Yeah, that shit ain't cute. I don't know why ain't nobody else told you like that, nigga. That's why I say you need people from the town around you. You ain't got no people from the town. You got a whole bunch of people that are unfamiliar with your personality. She has a northeast personality. That's why I keep telling you, them Philly motherfuckers, they ain't that much different from New York and Jersey motherfuckers. They more like Jersey motherfuckers, but trust me, they just like us. You know what I'm saying? There's some cute differences here and there, accent or whatever. But mentality wise, no, they move and think similar to us. Not exactly the same, but very similar. You know what I'm saying? More similar than if you lived in like Pocahontas, Nebraska, trying to give your motherfucking opinion on, you know what I'm saying, how niggas move. I heard a lot of me in their voice. You know what I'm saying? I was about to call it. I said, nah, this is how niggas talk. Niggas just like, yo, because I told two niggas that. I was like, yo, son, come to NY and let me know you here. Go live right there and let me know you right there and stay right there and be by yourself. I guarantee you within an hour I'm coming. You understand what I'm saying? I guarantee, and that's only because Subway, cab, Uber, whatever. You know what I mean? You don't want to do that here. You're not gonna make it back to where you're going. That's the best way I can put it to you. Not safely anyway. You have to make a decision. And nah, that ain't going on. It's getting real bold out here. Real bold. Them and their one man armies. I'm not a one man army. I'm just the one guy you see online. I'm one of those rare cases when I come with thousands upon thousands of motherfuckers. And most of them, they don't even speak English. That's the thing about it. They're like me. And tu sabe, yeah. That's like the fat chick said. That's how he says it, tu sabe. Yeah, you know. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a part of slang. It was a black woman trying to tell me, a black American woman who lived in the Midwest trying to tell me about Spanish. I was like, that is fucking crazy. Then she started a rumor and said, I don't speak Spanish. I have full conversations in Spanish all the time with my neighbors, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that know me for the accomplishment of a year knows that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's fucking hilarious. People have a fixation in their mind that most Latinos only come in one color, whatever. I had to literally do a broadcast at a Latin function with Latin people speaking Spanish throughout the whole goddamn thing with other black Latinos, Gafuno, you know what I'm saying? Honduras, Dominicano, La Panama. I've had to do this to literally prove, and these people know me. Like, these are people that know me, like know me. You know what I'm saying? It's just funny how these women can just go out there and throw anything out in the air and it sticks like flies to shit. And the dudes that team along with them. Now, this attack on Night and Day, it was backed with some women. You think I seen that? Oh, that's the point of this whole conversation. There's women out there that are now spreading what so and so said, amping up the set, as many other people would say, and they want to see these guys fighting with this dude or whatever next. And I'm trying to tell you, Night and Day, don't take that route. Do that one podcast, don't talk about that shit no more. Don't worry about it. You ain't gonna fail. The best way you can do it is just move fucking forward. See, the reason I talk about this two cocksuckers so much, the pork chop and the guy with the crown on his head, the reason I talk about these two cocksuckers so much is because of pure simple fact. My shit with them now is personal. Now, it don't work like that with me, Pa. It don't work like that with me. You taking me for some fucking street nigga. Nah, it don't work like that with me. Man, I'm glad you think that way. I'm glad you think that I'm playing and you got the answers to my personality and you know how everything's gonna work out. Okay, that's great. That's great. That's great. Okay, cool. You got it. You got it. You got it. Who am I? I'm a pushover. You know, I am. I'm a sweetheart. I'm a pushover. You know, I'll let anything happen to me. You got my word on that. It's heard from the court. Okay, I'm a pushover here. I don't do nothing unless I'm pushed. Okay, that's it. All right. I ain't gotta talk about that no more. Pussy know what time it is. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? I say like this. Um, I don't I don't approve of this type of behavior. I think this type of behavior is in the fashion of a woman. I'm noticing that the conspirators and the people that narrate a lot of these type of problems here on the internet happen to be women. I'm not saying it's exclusively women, but it happens to be a lot of times women. And I believe in this scenario, it was some women that actually prompted this. And shout out to the 6 bitches that just logged off. Nobody gives a fuck. Happy lesbian life to you. Yeah, because those are women. That's where they headed to. They don't even realize that. I'm gonna talk about that at the end of this. But I can't sit back and watch this shit activate more and more and more. There are a lot of toxic bitches in these spaces, and nobody wants to call them out. So I call them out. You know what I'm saying? I have no support on this channel because of bitches. I have rumors put out about me because of bitches. I have women that their work life experience has been at the local CVS talking about my motherfucking 17 years in the music industry and trying to deduce me to put me on the same playing ground as they are. And that seems to be the case here. We have a motherfucking lot of individuals that want you to be on the same level they are, aka crabs in a bucket. Sound familiar, right? These crabs in a bucket type material type motherfuckers, they want you to be in the same hole that they are. Do you understand me? They want you to be in the same hole that they are. They feel, most of them feel fucking congested about their life. Like, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, ask a motherfucking comparison to me. What was you doing 10 years ago? I see motherfuckers going on trips that I took when I was 19, 20 years old. At 35, 45 years old, they online bragging about it. And I got the pictures and video to prove it. I spent my 21st birthday in fucking Miami. You understand what I'm saying? uh, year before that, I think I spent it. What I spent it? I spent it in New York on Ellis Island. We went to Ellis Island. I remember we didn't get to go to the statue because they had the statue closed at that time. But we went to Ellis Island and we were chilling out there. I can tell you what we were doing out there. We were chilling out there. I went with me and there was 3 other people. I've always been traveling and moving around ever since I was like 17, 18 years old is when I started. This is the truth, you know, and you'll see pictures of me, all the pictures I previously put up or videos I previously put up, and you'll see how young I am. And I'm like, damn, what you doing there? Damn, what you doing there? And then all they will go in linear fashion all the way up until maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Of me in the music industry and people around people in the music industry on a heavy basis I was back in the situation before the pandemic started. You know what I'm saying? When the pandemic started, it just fucked everything up for me. I had to leave New York, come back to Connecticut to my home. You know, Connecticut is my home. I love Connecticut. I've lived here the most out of all, but I've always been in New York. You know what I'm saying? When I came up and down, you know, from down where I was at, you know, it just it bothered me. It took a little bit of my personality out of me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still in the town. I'm still moving around. Y'all see, I'll be everywhere. Like everywhere I go, you know what I'm saying? People is showing me love and they fuck with me or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So right now for me, since I've been scorned by all the highly emotional nigga bitches and bitches on there. That's what I call them, nigga bitches. That's my new nickname for 'em. You a nigga that act like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? So the nigga bitches and the bitches is on here. Um, they will not stop at nothing. But if you partake in them and you take the 10 tenements and the same strategies and apply them to other people and other podcasters on here, this remember, we see you as a crab in a bucket that you fucking are. You should be ashamed of yourself. I think a lot of you bitches that do this type of shit, I hope the worst happened to you. I don't think you deserve any protection in society. In fact, I hope the total opposite. I hope you get hit by a fucking train. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is fucking sick. Bitches put that dude up to that shit. The same way bitches were all in attendance when they had that little podcast about me. These were a whole bunch of. Let me put this in picture for you so y'all can understand what I'm saying. If you don't like what I said, then please unsubscribe from my channel. I'm not here for you to like, especially if you're not a motherfucker subscribe. Oh, excuse me, a contributor, or you're not someone that shares this, or you're not someone that hits the like button. This motherfucker's been sitting here for because I'm watching the numbers. This motherfucker's been sitting here for literally an hour listening to me but can't hit the like button because they're looking for something to run back and snitch and tell. This is how the black and Latin not the majority of it, I say a good 65 to 70% of them operate here online. Know your motherfucking place here on this motherfucking app and other apps. The black populations and the Latin populations are always going to be your first enemy, not the whites. I can guarantee you that. You don't believe me? Go right now and search up Jaguar Wright and tell me how many white people talking about it versus black and Latin people talking about it right now. Go in and input motherfucking Ray J and tell me how many white vloggers are talking about Ray J and his recent pinnacle, which I'm going to segue into in a minute, versus urban bloggers, and you'll see the difference. And you'll gradually see it. This is just a course of, most of these motherfuckers, they'll pretend like they're smart. Well, that doesn't mean anything. No, it does mean something. What it means is this is the same course we would take in collective demographics back in the music industry, and it would say to us, okay, there's a trajectory here that this is the type of material that these people like. This, for example, you know what I'm saying? When you saw the transition from conscious hip hop all the way to now, it's now gangster rap. You understand what I'm saying? Well, there was a transition that took place there. The record company saw that there was a bulk of people that were more inclined to purchase music that happened to be a little bit more on the violent side, more so than on the peace side. So sooner or later, they said, well, we got to embellish that and just get rid of all of it. That's why you'll never see more than 2 or 3 of the motherfuckers is positive. The J. Cole's, the Kendricks. This shit they let Kendrick do, they only let him do it because he was beefing. He don't realize that yet. You come back with that pink butterfly shit, they don't give a fuck about that shit. Then you show up your last album sales. This just kept you in the game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I get it, Drake. It was a worthy sacrifice. It's got to make it look like somebody can take you out. I get it. Y'all don't get it. I get it. You got to normalize yourself again. You can't always look like the king, even if you are the king. You can't always look like the king, even if you are the king. Concluding this conversation, because I've been mumbling about it for about an hour, I just say this. First fucking thing, these motherfuckers that did this shit, and trust me, this was a conjoined effort. Because you will find bitches are going to start talking, including some of the bitches that used to follow night and day. Oh, watch for the traitors. Watch for the traitors. Always watch for the traitors first. Those are the ones that you got to watch for first, night and day. Watch for the traitors first. Those are the motherfuckers who are over there cooling with y'all year, 2 years, 3 years, and all they doing is collecting a dossier. That's what a lot of these subscribers do. A lot of these subscribers, they want to be podcasters. So I can do this too. No, you can't. Why can't it? Because you're fucking stupid. You're dumb. You're slow. You don't have the experience. You're not smart. You're worthless. You don't have the time. You have kids. Your life is boring. Nobody gives a fuck about you. Nothing that you've done is worth mentioning on a broad scale to the rest of the world. You are a complete failure for the most part, except for your gossiping abilities now here at 55, 60 years old. You have not accomplished a goddamn thing in your life worth bragging about. Now you want to jump online and portray yourself as being something that you fucking aren't. Hence an example, I asked Pork Chop now several times to divulge to the public what the fuck did you do before you started blogging, and that nigga never answered the question at one time. And I don't need you to say, come on here and talk about, well, I was a scientist. If you come on here and say you was a scientist, I need proof that you was a scientist. We need to see proof. You can't just come on here and say you was any other thing, because most motherfuckers, what they'll do is they'll pick any other fucking thing that's great. They won't even go and put in the work. Heard this fat is like fucking demented, these podcasters. This fat motherfucker went on his live the other night. He listens to my shit and then regurgitates it. So, like, for example, see, there's a difference, Pork Chop. You got to actually do what you're saying. You understand what I'm saying? You can't just say and regurgitate somebody else's words. You've got to actually do what you're saying. So he's heard me on here talk about how I actually have people, because I've worked around these people that are in media, like real media. I'm talking about like this is where you see me with the Foxes and the CNNs, multiple ones, not just one, multiple ones. You understand what I'm saying? And y'all guys have seen that with the Jonathan Majors footage I done bought y'all, the Trump footage I done bought y'all, the locations, multiple locations I've been, including inside and outside Trump Tower multiple times, conversating with Steph. The guys, they know me up there. They've known me up there for the past 7, 8 years. You know what I'm saying? Go ask them. They'll tell you. It's only certain people that are allowed to do what we do. Everybody else will tell you, get the fuck on. That's why I can sit there for 2.5 hours and don't annoy anybody, because they enjoy my commentary. I'm thought of and viewed in different elks and different social circles differently. What I'm finding here in this Chitlin circuit that encompasses YouTube now in the urban section, because that's what it is, basically a Chitlin circuit. Guess who? Guess who did what today? Guess who's sleeping with who? Ooh, I heard about this. Ooh, there's an exclusive interview with such and such that we never even fucking heard of before, but they're really interested because they're trying to take such and such down. Let's do it, y'all. Let's get all the effort. Support, support, support. Nobody can replay a video like me. Y'all don't get it. Nobody can play a video like me. We need all your help, though. Support, support, support. It takes a lot out of me. Converting this 14 minutes worth of footage or whatever, and compiling it and playing it here on StreamYard. It takes a lot of effort for me to, upload the video into StreamYard and replay this video for you. We need your support. You punk motherfucker. You over there fucking duping them people, and they too stupid to realize. Them little betties over there, they don't realize none of that shit. Because they're all from little rural areas and shit. Them bitches ain't used to getting hustle. I know a hustle. Nigga, you was up here, you be broke with that shit. You be broke with that shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't be up here talking about, yeah, support, support, support the channel. Literally, this motherfucker, because he talks like a woman. Most black American women, they're afraid of men. The only men they like to talk masculine are white men. Is because there's so much, like a lot of these women that follow these, even though they're black or African American or Latin podcasters or whatever, a lot of these women that follow these men are heavily misandrous. That's why they take a little fucking like to, I think, a lot of these guys in the LBGT community, and they're getting confused. These bitches don't like you because of who you are. These bitches like you because they see you get online and do the same type of antics that they would do, the same type of despicable antics that they would do, talk about their own men in public like they're dogs, even though their brothers and their motherfucking uncles and everybody are those same men that they're talking about. You understand what I'm saying? Get online and gossip about people and try to take them down, but ignore all the white artists doing totally much worse. You understand what I'm saying? These are the type of individuals you have in those urban circles nowadays. So you have to watch for them. That's why I stay away from most of them. Then I tell y'all 3 months ago, I said there's like one podcast I talk to. I'll speak to the non nigga like in an open space socially. I'll be like, yo, what's going on? Appreciate you sharing my live and everything like that. And say, do shit like that. That's the only dude. And I gotta honestly say this. That's the only dude in this podcasting joint, and the dude has donated to me before 3 or 4 times. One day I was sitting outside. And it was the same thing. I was high as fuck. I just finished filming something. I forgot what it was. And I said, hey, can you guys give me something to drink or something like that, something to eat? I'm starving now. After you've been sitting outside for, doing a live for 2.5 hours or whatever, you taking somebody to a location, this shouldn't be nothing to donate $5 or $10, especially if you see a nigga get $50, $100, $150 donations for simply ripping a video and replaying the video back on his live and giving 15-second jokes and quirks and shit. And no worries, that shit's gonna come to an end pretty sooner or later anyway. It's gonna be a time. This is my prediction. Within the next couple of months, what you're gonna see is you're gonna see a drastic change in YouTube. First thing is first, and I'm gonna just say this, and I'm gonna circumnavigate into this Rick Ross shit and this Ray J shit. First thing you're gonna see is, and some of y'all might want to write this down because this will say I got a feeling. The first thing you're gonna see is this. The first thing you're gonna see is you're gonna see a decline in people that use StreamYard. The second thing is, because StreamYard is being used as a tool to manipulate audiences to make them believe that the podcast has more to offer than they actually have to offer. You don't believe me? I really don't give a shit. But like I said, you didn't believe me about this strategy that was used against 90 Day that was used against me either. You know what I'm saying? So let's just put it this, at this point, you're just fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't give a fuck. Whatever happens to you, get hit by a brick wall, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. Now I'm fuck except for it was one girl named Kia something, and then there was another girl, I forget what her name is. Those were only two women that have come to my defense. Shout out Shot Town, you know what I'm saying? She came to my defense, but that's natural though. That's my homegirl. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody has come to my defense. Nobody's talked in any circles. Yo, look, what's going on with Dab and Lewis? The same thing that niggas try to do with the 9 Day niggas. Try to tarnish the reputation and products reputation so they can't make no money, can't get no Gucci. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm like, wow. I had another person say, oh, he's buying clothes with the donation. Bitch, let me tell you something. I've always been fly. I have people of mine that give me pieces just because. I have friends in the clothing industry. I have friends that are still in the music industry to get samples, all kinds of shit. So I always got fly shit on. But I don't use my money to buy clothes. Damn sure don't do that. Then somebody said, he uses his money to buy expensive coffee. Somebody wrote that in my Cash App. You want that expensive? This bitch literally wrote, you want that expensive coffee, bitch? Dunkin' Donuts costs damn near $3.50 up this way. Starbucks costs fucking $3.25. See how these motherfuckers think? They low vibrational ass niggas, bro. I'm trying to tell you, like, this is the housing projects on motherfucking line right now. That's all it is. So if you come in of a couple of things before I end off with this 9 Day thing. One, hold on one second. Number one is this. And please make sure y'all hit that like button and make sure I know there's a contingency of poor white trash, um, poor urban trash, both alike, that have a conjoined effort to see the demise of the man of color here on YouTube. I know it is. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have to admit it. There's bitches on here with white men that have 3 and 4 hour podcasts where her and the white man will sit down. This is the truth. Will sit down and talk all kinds of little slick subliminal shit about men of color, whatever, whatever. And there will be women of color in there, and they'll be like, that's how they are. That's how they are. And this is no shortage of fucking donations. It's amazing what they'll allow these motherfuckers to get away with on here. Like it's a hatred. You know what I'm saying? It's a hatred. And that's what I'm trying to tell 9 Day. That hatred that you got, let me put it this way. Oh, girl, that was from another place, honey. You get what I'm saying? Oh, girl, that's from another place, honey. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you. And they said I didn't know what I was talking about when I talked about the strategy was used on me. It's a strategy. These motherfuckers are not your friends. These urban motherfuckers that y'all trying to cater to, they're not your friends. These are the worst type of urban people you get. If you want to be effective, I believe that you have to take it off of YouTube now. You can't be on YouTube anymore. It's if you guys can't realize that all the negative shit is pushed out by YouTube, but anytime you say something positive, that's why this video is not being pushed out. If I would have put in the title, Jaguar Wright gets hit by a car, or some shit like that, right? It would be thousands of people in here. It'd be a whole bunch of likes. But instead, I'm sitting here talking about two men that were attacked by a podcaster, by a certain scheme and trajectory of moving things, by sullying one's reputation in favor of trying to further your own. After you were nicely treated, donated to, and everything else. We're talking about a woman. That's odd to me. Women were donating to a man, were talking down on a woman, and then turn around later on and be like, what you say about black women? You call somebody a bitch? And shit, isn't that shit about it? They arguing with me about calling a woman a bitch that was actually a bitch. But not mad at the same podcaster that started the podcast and called the woman a bitch over 18 times within an hour. They had no problem with that. There's something wrong with those subscribers, bro. So 90 Day, what I would tell you to do is, I'll tell you to take a stern look, because if I had to make a guess, probably one of these cocksuckers was talking to old boy and put that fucking idea in his head. You ought to do it like this and take them niggas down. As long as you the competition, you the competition. You gotta remember this, boys. You're the competition. You gotta remember that. Alright? I know. You wanna help out the people and all that. These motherfuckers don't want no help. And just like Sarah and Lot, as they were escaping, as everybody else burned in Gomorrah and Sodom, what did he say? I'm gonna allot you something that I didn't give the rest because of y'all less sin. I'm gonna allow y'all to escape this madness. And what did he tell them? Don't look back. Don't look back. Who ended up looking back? Y'all finish the sentence. Sarah. Or did y'all forget? Sarah was the one that looked back. She looked back. What happened to her? She turned to stone. Don't look back. But do look at your subscriber base. This is what I found the key is. There's a lot of algorithm changes that have happened here on YouTube lately. And I'm telling you guys, you got to take a deep dive into your YouTube studio and go look at some of the people that followed you. Go look at the people that they follow, which will be very easily attainable through YouTube Studio. Now, you're not doing a regular YouTube Studio. Do the one that's on the computer or open it up to desktop. That version, night and day. Go check out that version. And go see who's following you. You may be surprised. You got a lot of goofies out here. You got a lot of people that's following you right now that might have known from the get-go that was the route that old boy was going to take and other people was going to take. You think that somebody thinks that type of shit overnight? No, they've been thinking about it for a minute. Or they try to destroy your reputation of your product or whatever the case may be. That's somebody that. The same thing I try to tell you about King Paint. King Paint always, in my opinion, always had the intention of at some moment or another, he was going to do me dirty. He was just waiting for the moment to do it. You understand what I'm saying? And I was waiting for him to do it. I always knew. From the first time I talked to him, I always knew the way he was asking me questions. I was like he act like, nigga, I'm in interviewed by NBC. I used to be on MTV. You Mickey Mouse shit to me. You know what I'm saying? I was there for the launch of Revolt. I was part of Revolt. I've been in Revolt. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's pictures of me in Revolt. Like what are we talking about? You're not major media. Neither is the chick that you kowtowing behind. You know what I'm saying? But that's another question. But anyway, long story short, old boy was on his shit, and he was this. You know what I mean? You can tell from the get-go, this is a fuck nigga. He gonna do something funny, but I gave him the benefit of the doubt. What did he do some fuck nigga shit? You gotta look at these guys night and day like they're street guys, because that's what they are, street trash, most of them. You think that guy will be with us at 4 o'clock in the morning in Brooklyn, talking the way he talks? Nah, we would have drugged him over by the docks. You think that guy would have been in the east side of Harlem talking like he talks at 4 o'clock in the morning? No, we would have. But who's the guy? Now, here's the one you got to think about. Who's the guy that does, though? Me. I be every fucking borough there is talking the same way I talk. Nothing ever changes. Y'all see me in Queens, y'all see me in Brooklyn, y'all see me in the Bronx, y'all see me in Harlem, y'all see me everywhere. So what part did I lie about? And wherever I go, people embrace me because they understand and they see the difference between an authenticated person and a fucking cocksucker that's sitting online bashing a woman for 3 weeks. I watched that nigga King Pain bash on a woman for 3 weeks to make money. And it was bitches donating to him. But meanwhile, him and his fucking cream team over there are fucking a whole, I call them bitches the unfuckables. There ain't one bitch in that Crown family that I found is fuckable. You understand what I'm saying? Not one. It's like 2 of them that kind of cute. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't stressing out. Be like, yo, I got fine. It was not one bitch. All them bitches over there is old. You understand what I'm saying? All them bitches over there is 55 and over. Most of them. You know what I'm saying? The bitches is boring. They all do the same thing. They gossiping on the show. They gossiping in the chat room. I used to go over there just to make them laugh, just to have jokes and shit. And they would just try to turn it into a whole nother conversation about something else that was dark or whatever. I noticed this about seven. That's why I started not liking them. Because I was like, yo, all the motherfuckers over there, that Crown family, they seem like they just live for gossiping and starting arguments and fights and shit. Like they get off on that. And that's usually come from people that live in environments like that. That's what y'all missing. When I say I've been through every borough in New York City, I know how to move. And so when you look at certain women's behavior, you can tell there's certain chicks in the jets, they know better than to go around starting shit because they got brothers and uncles and shit like that. They know how real shit can get. Niggas can get dropped. Anything can happen. Then there's a type that they live for that shit. And they grew up like that. Meaning that's all they like to see. They like to see beef, problems, and that's it. And so now they bringing it to the internet. Any chick I hear talking loud on the internet, most of the time, especially if you're from up this way, I identify real quickly. I'm like, all right, sure, you over here talking like that in front of the people you know. You over here talking like that, or dude too. You over here talking like that because you familiar, whatever. Go somewhere where don't nobody know you and talk like that. Go somewhere where you by yourself and talk like that. And that's what I be trying to prove to y'all with my videos. But like I said, we on obviously two different thinkings, scopes. Is it safe to say that the urban community, they prefer beef? Is it safe to say? Y'all write down in the chat room and tell me what y'all think. Is it safe to say that the majority of the urban online community prefer beef? Because when they were making fun of Rick Ross, and I saw the whole thing that was going on with Rick Ross, I said, damn, these people on here literally lying on Rick Ross right now. The game in the urban community is take a motherfucker out. They watched this white rapper who I now know is Icarus try to sully, and I told you this is a strategy, try to sully, because he knew to have that camera rolling. That's the point. There was a camera already rolling. The footage is on my page here. You can go check it out. The extended, unedited version is in the link in the description box or in the pinned comment. So make sure you go there if you want to see the whole, you know what I mean? And so I'm sitting there and I'm watching this video, whatever. There's always a motherfucker filming. It's obviously on his side because they stand on the side of the white rapper, Icarus, or whatever fuck his name is. I never heard of this motherfucker like that. And like I said, this nigga looked like a UFC fighter. That's what fucked me up. I was like, yo, he look like a UFC fighter. And the dudes that were with him look like UFC fighters. And he might have been. I don't know if he is or not. Let's find out. Let's find out. This is why we got multiple devices. Let's find out here. Let's find out if Icarus is actually UFC related or UFC fighter or some shit like that. Because I'm poised to know. I want to know. You know what I'm saying? I want to know. So let's look that up. Let's find out if rapper Icarus, because I knew that's who it was at the. I was like, oh, I remember he's been out for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And hold on 1 second, y'all. I just got his spot. I don't want that. I want something else. Give me a second here, guys. Give me a second here. Who's that fat bitch? I'm just saying. All right, they say they're Drake fans, but I don't know if Icarus is necessarily a Drake fan. I won't even necessarily say he was working for. You know what I'm saying? I won't even say that, but I'll read this right here. All right, here's something for y'all. Y'all might find it interest. Um, Actually, I wouldn't find that of interest. That's just somebody giving their fucking opinion. Everybody's saying the same thing. Yo, Drake brought the goons out. Da, 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 da. Now, this is the other thing that I found. A lot of people are saying that this guy Icarus is actually a Hell's Angel, Hell's Angels bike club, and I've heard this repeated now several times. Um, I'll let y'all hear this. Bikers who jumped Rick Ross linked to Drake. Now, that much is true, and this is the part I keep hearing over and over and over. Bikers who jumped Rick Ross are linked to Drake. This week, rapper Rick Ross was attacked in Canada after playing Kendrick Lamar's Drake diss track, Not Like Us, at the end of his show. Apparently, the attackers were members of the Canadian branch of the Hells Angels motorcycle gang who are linked to Drake. It's ironic that a white boy punched Rick Ross in the face. Yeah, there we go again. That's why I said, yo, how y'all let this white boy like punch? I just don't get it. And niggas didn't do nothing. Yeah, and here's multiple after that. There's multiple like clips, so many. Reminder: Drake cast one of the officers, Hell Angels West End. Yeah, reminder that Drake cast one of the officers of the Hells Angels West End, the Montreal chapter, in the Family Matters video. Ooh, I didn't know that. And that the dad of the OVO member Noah 40 Shabib directed a doc on Satan's Choice, an infamous massive Canadian biker gang that merged with the Hells Angels. Wow. So maybe these guys are Hells Angels. Like a lot of people are saying that they're Hells Angels that were responsible for this nigga getting punched in the face. Here's some another person that wrote, "Nah, this is wild." So Aubrey's Hell Angels assigned to the revived Death Row Records under Snoop, and they tore Ice Cube in between their hate crimes. Did y'all hear that? This is wild. So Aubrey, meaning Drake, because that's his real name, Aubrey. Hell's Angels was signed to the revived Death Row Records under Snoop and toured with Ice Cube in between hate crimes. Now look up what record label he signed to and just finished touring with. That is crazy as hell. So the dudes that attacked Icarus and his crew that attacked Rick Ross or whatever, they actually signed to Death Row Records and they're out of Canada. And they just finished touring with Snoop and Ice Cube. Here's another article about them. Three young black men almost lynched by racist West Side biker gang. In the KKK style attack, 17 outlaws from a biker gang, Hells Angels, chased down and vicious attacked three black men back in June. Now, 3 months later, a grand jury indicted the gang on criminal and hate crime charges. Wow. After the beatdown, wow, let's check this out. Now, after the beatdown, right? Whoa, this is deep. Yo, this is deep. Y'all check this out, right? I'm gonna keep that to myself because I'm gonna take care of that later. I'll let y'all see that. I'll let y'all see that later. All right, I'm gonna let y'all see that later. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all see that later. More and more is coming out that those niggas that jumped, well, they didn't jump Rick Ross. That's the thing. They didn't jump Rick Ross. But more and more is coming out to say that these guys were connected to the Hells Angels. And there was one particular piece yesterday that really connected them to it. And I'm just sitting back and I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised at all. I keep trying to tell you all, like, people grow like that's the problem with, and I hate to say it like this. This is the problem with a lot of whites, a lot of African Americans, and a lot of Latinos. For some reason or another, they think that motherfuckers that are black or whatever you want to say, whether they're American, Caribbean, whatever the fuck they all grew up the same way, and that's just not true. A lot of people got a lot of connections that you don't, never will have, because you don't have the type of say, je ne sais quoi, you know what I'm saying, to attribute to that. And so what happens is you get a lot of these men that become jealous because of that. You understand? I'll give you a perfect example. I love Rick Ross to death, right? But I remember one video, and many of y'all may or may have not seen this, but this was another time that he got this when he was trying to act a little bit. See, Rick Ross ain't never, how can I say it? Rick Ross is a street dude, but he doesn't know how to articulate himself into a white room. And that's what many, and no offense, that's what many African Americans fail to have. There's only certain people that have this attribute and able to execute it very well. Puff is one of them. Jay-Z is one of them. And there's a few others to mention, but there's only very few that are able to make it past this threshold because a lot of it has to do with the way you grew up. It really does. I don't care what nobody says. And I know that sounds like a fucking pompous statement, but it's not. It's just reality. If you grew up in the ghetto or whatever the case may be, that's what's in you. If you grew up around poor whites, that's what's in you. If you grew up around poor Latinos, that's what's in you. Can you escape that? Can you matriculate your personality? Yes, of course you can. But make no mistake about it when you enacting wrong. All right. Make no mistake about it when you in acting wrong. You fully aware you in fucking acting wrong. I mean, I don't like people that sit around and they purposely act like a fake motherfucker in front of you. And you can see it and you sitting there looking at them like, yo, why the fuck are you doing that? You know what I mean? I honestly and truthfully think that Rick Ross was trying to be funny when he played that Not Like Us single at the end of his concert. And what I also think is, I think them boys was sent over there purposely. Because why? They look like the least common denominator. Or somebody from OVO would have went over there. Like they always have. And the other time that Rick Ross was in Canada performing or whatever. And how the fuck you got your own private jet? Here's a better question. How the fuck you got your own private jet and you ain't have more than motherfucking them few little motherfuckers you had with you in Canada and you was bold enough to play the Not Like Us shit afterwards and diss these niggas and ain't think that was gonna happen? Come on, Rick Ross. You took him as being pussy. You took him as being pussy. You supposed to have shooters on deck in his town. If they go wrong, you supposed to have them on deck. You ain't have that on deck. These niggas was able to touch you. Now you don't look like the boss no more. Because a white boy named Icarus touched you. That's connected with biracial Drake. And you know why Drake's able to have friends like this? Not because he's white. Hell's Angels, they got a whole shitload of white people they don't fuck with. They'll tell you that themselves. We're very famous for biker gangs here in Connecticut on up to Boston. Connecticut, Rhode Island, Boston. Then sometimes the Maine, but Connecticut, Rhode Island, Boston. Those are what the biker gangs are. Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Boston. We have something very popular here called Pappy's Run. Look it up. It's called Pappy's Run. They had it every year. It's to commemorate a gentleman named Pappy who was a motorcyclist and I believe a former Marine. I know he's a vet. And they do it to honor him every year. And all the bike clubs in Connecticut come out, don't they? Anybody from CT listening to me, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Pappy's Run. And you got Hell's Angels, you got all their chapters on that and that shit. Best believe it. We know. You know what I'm saying? We don't talk about it too much. And I ain't got nothing with them boys. You know what I mean? Just a lonely owl. And that's all I got to say. Now, like I said, once again, long story short here, Rick Ross, your biggest mistake was you went up there to Canada. You went up there to Canada and you own a private jet. I'm trying to make this make sense for y'all because I said this the other day. For other bloggers said it. So that's not, I was one of the first that covered this shit. I saw myself. So I'll say this. You went to Canada knowing you was beefing with boy. You didn't have weeks of saying shit to him and everything else. You went to Canada beefing with old boy and had the nerve to play his diss song at the end of the record. You don't even fuck with Kendrick like that. I ain't never seen you around Kendrick like that. Who the fuck seen Rick Ross around Kendrick like that? Nigga, you went up there out of pocket. And you know you did. And I like Rick Ross. I'm still kind of mad at the motherfucker because he said name his podcast. I sent about 5 motherfucking what's the names, and this nigga didn't reply to name one of them. He didn't reply to nobody's evidently because a lot of people on that page. Nigga, I want my $10,000. Same thing with Puff. Y'all gotta fix y'all shit. And you can't do this one with music. You gotta be seen doing something. You fuckers gotta be philanthropic. This goes for your greedy ass too, Puff. Let's go for you too, Skinny, because you will nigga, this shit cost you more in lawyers and payouts if you would have just did the shit by the motherfucking cuff. You gotta go back to the cuff. Y'all niggas ain't got to listen on that whole era of, hey, look, that's us in the Maybach. That's us in the Bugatti boys. All that shit's done. It's fucking done. Look, won't nobody tell you, I'm gonna tell you. It's done. This professional talking. It's done. Skip that shit. Start looking normal again. That's what people want to identify with. They want to identify with you being fucking normal. Your normal ass got sucker punched in the face by a white boy named Icarus. Let that sit. He shouldn't have been able to get near you because you should have at least had 9 or 10 people with you. But you so floating on cloud nine. I'm Vic Voss, the boss. Y'all motherfuckers don't even get this shit no more. It's war out here, nigga. We the soldiers. Your former soldiers is now the soldiers. Because y'all motherfuckers got billions, if not millions, and always look back at the family and be like, yo, listen, let me see what I can do to help the family because we are a dynasty. There is no dynasty if everybody's in poverty. There is no legacy if everybody that you let that were formerly working for you or whatever, have some equilibrium complaint time after time after time after time after again. There is none, Puff. There is none, Rick Ross. That's why a motherfucker come up to you and smack you in the face like that because Drake be out in Toronto. You know what Drake did one year after year? Drake drives through fucking Canada in his fucking Maybach or whatever rendition of Mercedes he has for that month. And it's videotape of this. This nigga is out there handing out millions of dollars. Like he'll just take $2 million and just go around and be like, hey, Happy New Year, here's $2,000, here's $20,000. Drake has been on motherfucking stage, paid for people's tuitions and shit like that. A lot of people don't give Lil Uzi Vert credit for that. Lil Uzi Vert has been on stage. And see, the younger artists, they know what it means to be philanthropic because they know in their culture. And this is why I say, if you want to resonate with the younger people, right now, y'all just resonating with motherfucking older fans. You and Puff. If you want to resonate with the younger fans, what you got to do is you got to be in their circles and you've got to be philanthropic. It's not just throwing a party, throwing a car show. Nobody gives a fuck about that. How much are you charging people to do the car show? How much were you charge? You were charging vendors anywhere between $4,000 to $5,000 out there. You see what I mean? So once you start charging people those prices, you only bring in a certain type of clientele. Most of the time, them clientels, when they go back to their neighborhoods, they don't identify with the niggas over there. They don't even be over there partying with them, hanging with them, nothing. The fuck am I doing that? On a daily basis, I got 10 to 15 grand in my pocket. Why am I partying with poor people? That's what they're gonna start thinking. That's how they think. Y'all remember when y'all was coming up? Rick, Puff, y'all remember when y'all was coming up? At a certain point, y'all was like, yo, I ain't fucking with these poor niggas no more. These niggas don't do nothing but ask me. Well, I'm telling you, you have to revert back to the same thing if you want to get it out of this shit. If you want to get out of these two situations, Rick and Puff, this is what you need to do. You need to go around and start acting real friendly. Start reaching back to niggas. Because your core is the niggas that's with you. Like, for example, with me with Bad Boy, I go with Bad Boy all the way back to 2000 up until almost 2016 going into 2017 when was the finalization of us being at the company after 3 distributors, which included BMG, where I started, Interscope, and Atlantic Records. Okay, these are people that, and I'm speaking for myself, and I'm speaking for my comrades I worked with. You know what I'm saying? Some of us ain't doing this quite as well as we were. You understand what I'm saying? So while we out here, respectfully enough, as I say this, we out here giving bitches millions that's evidently telling lies and then turning around and caught on tape taking their motherfucking your ex-employee slash her new husband pool boy on motherfucking shopping excursions with your money. Then I don't see why there's any problem, nigga, that you be like this passing on to Harv or passing on to June. You know what I'm saying? So pass it on to Balloon. Balloon will make sure that money get out there and tap every nigga with 10 grand or something, man. And I know what you're saying. Oh no, everybody don't need it. Everybody's doing good. All right, the niggas say they doing good. They don't need the 10 grand. Pass this on. Pass this on. Now another nigga got 20. Now another nigga, since you won't need it, now another nigga got 30. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't never seen that thing here on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You taking the money, you want to pass on the blessing. That's what they'll say. Taking the money, you want to pass on the blessing. I'll double it up, pass it on the blessing. All right, I've got 20,000 for you. You want to take the blessing or you want to pass on? This is a game that's on YouTube if y'all ain't never seen it before. You understand that multiple people have renditions of it, just like that Pop the Balloon versus 20 and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a rendition. This is what people mentally are into now. And if you two motherfuckers can't level yourself down and be like, oh, I'm not bigger than I think I am or bigger than Earth anymore, them days are fucking over. They will get you in here and get you out of here. You're already rolling into the relic mode. We all are. We're getting older. Everybody got a birthday. We already rolling into the relic mode, slowly but surely. So what I'm saying is, it's a difference between you want to be the fucking Rolling Stones or do you want to be Pookie, the music producer? Yo, you remember when so and so did this? And I'm trying to tell you, both camps got futures. Bad Boy still got a future. Motherfucking what's her name still got a future. But you gotta move accordingly. People are not gonna forget this. You can't leave this down too easily. A nigga punched you in the face, beat up your security guards or whatever, whatever, and it's all on tape in the extended video. And the extended videos, if it was 1 minute video, it'd be one thing. This video, the one I compiled, is damn near 5 minutes long. Of Rick Ross entourage, him getting punched in the face. He was getting ready to fight back, you know, and people kept them back and they did their job. They protected their client. That's what security's supposed to do. So niggas say, oh, he's pussy. No, security did their job. That's what they're paid for. The fuck am I paying you 10 grand a motherfucking trip or whatever, whatever, and I'm fighting? Was Rick all ready to fight them niggas? Yes, he was. He ain't pussy. So where Drake might or may or not, depending on your perspective, lost the battle with Kendrick Lamar, you lost the battle with Drake. And nobody's talking about that. Rick Ross literally lost the battle with Drake based off this. You shouldn't have nothing else to say about Drake after this. Don't say shit else about Drake. Don't mention Drake. Drake don't exist. He's on your albums. Your biggest hit, you got to perform with him on. It made no sense for you to play that BBL, not the BBL Drizzy shit, but the other shit, not like us shit. And you play the BBL Drizzy shit too. So, only thing I'm saying to you, Rick Ross, you need to just go sit the fuck down and could keep on creating music. And it's a shame that this shit happened right now when you just got the hit joint with LL Cool J, you and Fat Joe. You can't think this is good for marketing, nigga. See, that's the problem. Rick Ross or Puff ain't got motherfuckers. That's why I was so glad when you had Stevie around you, when he was going through the little debacle here. I was so glad. I said, okay, at least he's talking. Now he's getting what I'm saying. You got to reach back and talk to the people that always been around. We the ones that fucking care. All these other motherfuckers, you get down the contract there and that's it, and they out of here. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. They ain't been around the company. We was around the company when the company was going down the first time with the shine shooting. And we stood right there, 10 tones fucking down with Puff. We was interviewed by the news and every fucking thing else, and ain't nobody gonna deny this shit. I should have had the fellas talk about it when we was all at dinner and y'all seen on the video. I should have had it then. But this by the years that them guys gave you that they started and to the point that we would let go or whatever the case may be slowly. You understand what I'm saying? They kept us on as long as they could. Point was, we stayed with that company. We rocked with that company. We rocked with the artists, and it was many of people that jumped ship. I don't fucking jump shit. I come from the streets before I got into the fucking music industry. We don't fucking slate shit. I ain't telling nobody. I ain't trying to throw nobody under the rug so I can motherfucking make it ahead or nothing like that or whatever. I've always been a stand-up motherfucker and it always worked against me. Now, anybody got any fucking thing to say about that or argue about that that knows me in person, speak right now in the fucking chat room or leave a comment after you hear this. Tell me something different than what I just said. And yes, in the music business, a lot of times you're not rewarded for being a loyal motherfucker. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to change my personality, but at the same time, this is why I'm not motherfucking friends with a lot of people. And this is why I went out of my way and started making new star friends that were like that. You understand? Outside of being like that. So I tell you and Rick, you dumb motherfuckers need to start getting the people around you more often. They give a shit about you or give a shit about the reputation of the company and everything like that or whatever. Some of us, this is all we know is the music. Only thing I know is the music industry. The operations around it, how we move, everything like this is all I know. In one facility or another, in one capacity or another, I will always stay in it. I will matriculate ways to stay in it, like I just did this recently. I can't be. I can still rap. I can still be a rapper, but I can't primarily be a rapper. I have to be an artist now, which means the artist is multifaceted. You know what I'm saying? I've got to do singing. I can do a little rapping here, but you know what I'm saying? As I'm getting older, it's gonna be easier to perform these R&B joints than it is gonna be for jumping on stage. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. I don't want to be doing that at 50 something. You know what I'm saying? When I turn that, you know what I mean? So looking before, you know what I'm saying, before the future hits. I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying, like that. That shit is tiring. You know what I'm saying, for some niggas. But keep your motherfucking people and keep an ear to the internet streets and the real streets. That's what I'm gonna tell Rick Roy. If you would have been listening to me 3 years ago, Skinny, I'm gonna say it like that. If you would have been listening to me 3 years ago, Skinny, you would have got the skinny on what I was telling you. You know what I'm saying? About some specific individuals. Now y'all niggas waiting till years later. Oh, you know what? That's what Professional was talking about. Oh shit. Nigga, it should be 20 grand in my motherfucking cash app, nigga, because I tried to warn you. You just didn't want to listen. Y'all be thinking I'm on here just capping from niggas in the music industry. Nah, niggas be doing wrong in the music industry too. Cause I shouldn't even really be on here and having to ask niggas, like a lot of niggas to say that, how come them bad boy niggas, all the store friends, you know, don't donate nothing to you, whatever, whatever. I said, cause I never asked them. And a lot of them don't even know that I run a podcast. Just like I told you before, a lot of people didn't know that I even rocked with Bad Boy Entertainment because I was never what's the word, a braggart. I don't go around getting off on bragging. I always got off on being quiet about shit. I've always been like that. That is a literal God's truth. I've always been like that. And so when I see both of these men who are friends being attacked, it hurts me, you know. And some people say, well, you're giving them empathy they wouldn't have gave you. Oh, well, you know, that's for God to judge. See, I can live through life. I know nobody gives a fuck about me. You understand what I'm saying? Simple, you know, a few chosen people that fuck with me like that or whatever, whatever. But I can live through reality. Don't nobody give a fuck about me. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm content with that. I'm also content more so with the fact that if you're urban or African American, you particularly don't like me. You understand what I'm saying? I can live with that. Y'all show it every day. I can live with that. You know what I'm saying? I still got my Latino people that do love me. That always show me love. I still have my Italian peoples that love me and still show me love. Isn't it amazing you have to make a statement like that? I can go to them, you know, even when I was fucked up and I was homeless and all that shit during the pandemic for a couple of months. It was an Italian woman that lives in England. I love you, Gina, if you're listening, because she listens to me from time to time. That was sending me money, $2,000 to go 3,000. That's the type of money you need to, you know, stay on your feet. Second person after that was a gentleman I used to work for, and I still call him my boss. They told me, "You need something?" I said, "Yeah, I do." And he's like, "Meet me at the bank tomorrow." This is a black American gentleman. This is the only black American gentleman that did something for me. And the only reason I think he did fucking press. And the only reason I think he knew my character, but more importantly, he's educated. And I'll never forget you. I'll never forget you for that prize. Because you gave me what you had. You probably could have gave me more, but you gave me what you had. And I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna turn that little bit of money that you gave me, I'm gonna give you 300,000 back. You know, time is right. Because motherfuckers think, you know, it's sad that you have African Americans on here that want to see the demise of other African Americans, and you know how hard it is on here. So that's when you know it's true crabs in the barrel. Except this time the crabs own pistols. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, this time I own a pistol to shoot the crabs that try to pull me down. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I meant to say. That's what it is. You have men of color out here trying to destroy other men of color, gossiping like fucking whores and bitches in a hair salon. You motherfuckers ought to be ashamed of yourself. You ain't no fucking men. You're a bunch of fucking pansy ass sissies. We'll fight your way out of wet fucking paper bag. We ain't kill none or let nothing die. You fucking bunch of cowards. You're sitting out here. I want to say that one more time. Whether it be 9 Day Network, whether it be Rick Ross or motherfucker, some shit below just at the fucking dinner table. You know what I mean? Huh? Some shit just belong at the fucking dinner table. Like, hey, listen, we all gonna elect not to talk. You think the Jewish community comes online and talks about all their inner workings online? You think the Italian, I know for a fact they don't, but you think the Italian community comes online and talks about all their inner workings, who they beefing with, who they got a problem? Of course, fucking not. No other culture you see do this but urban American cultures of blacks and Latinos specifically. And then third, white born Americans, three, four generations back. I'm not talking about Italian, I'm talking about Greek, I'm not talking about Jewish, I'm talking white born Anglo-Saxon, English, Gaelic. Well, the Gaelic is Ireland, but you get the drift. And they will tear you the fuck down. Best believe it. And they'll tear you down till you have nothing, and then they'll laugh at you when you don't have nothing. That's the culture. Point the finger, promote you. Somebody said that, huh? Kendrick. But that's the culture. Point the finger, just promote you. They point the finger at you and promote you at the same time. Kendrick, that was the best joint he had. The Hard Five. The Hard Five. If you ain't never heard the Hard Five with the Marvin Gaye sample, go back and listen to that. And everything that's going on online right now, you'll be able to understand everything that I'm saying. And you'll be like, oh, that's what he mean. Go listen to the Hard Five right now by Kendrick Lamar, and you'll understand my whole perspective. That much I'll give Kendrick Lamar. That song was definitive of my whole perspective of what modern day urban culture is. I'm not talking about the culture as a whole, what it once was. I'm talking about as it is and it sits right now. In the savage land of motherfuckers continuously just going back and forth, attacking their own and not paying attention to what else is going around them. Also, the savage land includes motherfuckers that were artists, you know what I'm saying, that have a whole proficiency of money and they see how hard it is out here and how rough everybody is having. And nigga, we just came out of motherfucking Whistler. You should have everybody lined up that one time used to work for you, whatever, whatever. Look, that nigga Biden ain't throwing out no motherfucking residual checks. And then the niggas will tell you go work for it. Then you go work for it, build yourself up or whatever. Now these same motherfuckers didn't help you get nothing. Want to promote you. They want you around them. Like, nah, I don't want none of that shit. When I come back, which I'm on my way to doing now, I don't want certain niggas around me. Can I say that? I don't want certain niggas around. I don't want the fake, oh man, we always knew you could do it. Yo, listen, so and so left 300,000 in a watch in your motherfucking dressing room, man. Make sure you pick that. I don't want none of that shit. I don't. Because now looking back on all of it, I can say a lot of it was fake friendships. A lot of it was individuals that wouldn't give a fuck if I lived or died. You understand what I'm saying? That's a God honest truth. It's a lot of individuals in the music industry, they wouldn't give a fuck, even if they know, they wouldn't give a fuck if I lived or died. They wouldn't. And then I also recognize the fact there's a lot of these subscribers, a lot of these podcasters that think the same fucking way. So what's the difference? Y'all one and the same. Well, you think you're so different because you talk about these stars or whatever. But in actuality, a lot of you motherfuckers are worse than them. You want to do something for me? Go over to Puff shit and tell him, say, yo, why don't you get professional Davin Lewis 20 or 30 grand? Say that. And watch how many excuses will be brought up. But we paying out bitches that marry to help millions, multi-millions. You know what I'm saying? Of course I'm gonna have something to say about that shit. I think every last person that was part of the motherfucking the Dream Street team, you know what I'm saying, multi-duty task force. Yeah, yeah. And those that know, those that don't know. You know what I'm saying? I think we should really, really be blessed. Like give niggas like 20 grand each, be like, yo, niggas, I know shit is hard. I appreciate y'all support. I appreciate y'all doing it. We out here giving bitches millions. The Cassie bitch got like, she got 15. You know what I'm saying? Niggas that no. That bitch ain't getting no 30 and she ain't getting no 100 either. Y'all niggas need to stop that shit. For real. That bitch ain't get that much. We out here giving bitches 15 million. What the fuck is the problem giving the team? I mean, shit. We talking about roughly 35 guys, 10 grand a piece. That's $350,000. That's chump change. Nigga, your Bentley costs more than that to get fixed. The fuck? You don't look good if the niggas previously there were. These are the new rules, Puff and Rick rules, because I know y'all can't get it. If the niggas around you don't look good, or previously that were around you look good, and that's still in association with the company, you don't look good. You need niggas around you that's able to tell some stories. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, see, remember the same thing you did with giving the publisher shit back? The reason that shit backfired on you because everybody knew the science of the game or whatever, whatever. Okay, this shit ain't worth shit no more. Streaming ain't worth shit. So you trying to give it back while it's still worth a little something so they can make some money. All right, I get it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that shit people don't understand through the tape work. A lot of that shit wasn't really in your control. A lot of that shit was in the control of BMG, especially the hits. I know this for a fact. I talked about that 3 years ago. It's new to y'all. Go back to my old podcast. I told y'all. When I first started this podcast, I was dropping gems for niggas, and niggas was just like they didn't believe it or they couldn't believe it or da 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 da. Then you fast forward 2 years later, now they, oh man, did you know? I know, motherfucker, because I said it 2 years ago. I say it in a tone that's not resonant with them. If you can't talk in the tone, and evidently with a lot of the urban crowds, if you don't talk in the tone, I'm just gonna say it how it is, like a straight nigga, they don't want to hear it. If you're not talking in the tone of Sunday morning at a Southern Baptist church, they don't want to hear it. If you ain't talking about it in the tone or the temperament of, you know what I'm saying, a motherfucker that can barely speak English, they don't want to hear it. But the proof is there, and the only thing you gotta do is go through my archives and look at the video. I have over 2.7K videos up. 2.7K. There's literally thousands of videos, hundreds of videos for y'all to go check out. Did I get rewarded for my work? Of course not. I couldn't even get a motherfucker to come in here and write my cash app in here, and I've been live for 2 hours. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? And that's how I'll always be. I can't even get motherfuckers to like this shit because that's how much my reputation has been sullied by people that ain't even did a third of the work that I done done. A third of it. 2 hours here and I only get 8 likes. Yeah. You don't worry about it, man. You just keep moving it on. You know what I'm saying? You don't worry about it. I want to say the night and day. The only reason I ain't do this to, you know what I mean? Y'all know what I'm talking about because I sent y'all a message before. I was like, I don't need no recognition. Y'all know how I am. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know that much about it because y'all familiar with the personality. But don't let that shit get y'all down. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've been on here now close to a month and a week and not receiving significant donations. King Payne and Pork Chop, they did their thing in convincing all them little old bitches not to like me. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I really don't, because I know better than anybody, because I was in the music industry. There's millions of months. There's always new customers. You understand what I'm saying? There's always new people. There's always new heads to reach. So I'm not worried about a skew of a couple thousand bitter, angry, ugly bitches. You know what I'm saying? AKA the unfuckables. None of them bitches over there with King Payne or Pork Choppers were fucking. That much is clear. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it is what it is. I ain't worried about it. You keep moving forward or whatever, whatever. But it's a different type of hate. And I just want to end out with this. It's a different type of hate when you ask a motherfucker to hit the like button. It's a different type of hate when you tell a motherfucker, hey, can you write my Cash App in the description box? I mean, excuse me, in the comments so I can pin it. $ STRINGERBELL80. You understand what I'm saying? Once again, that's capital S is in super, T is in terrific, R is in ready, I is in incomplete, N is in never, G is in great, E is in everyone, R is in ready, B is in boy, E is in everyone, L is in like, L is in like again, 80. And instead of doing that, you had three motherfuckers pile off. They want to hear the information, but they don't want to contribute to you. If I was a white man on here, I have thousands. If I was an LBGTQ man on here, I have thousands. If I was a white woman on here, I have thousands. And all of them will be provided by the urban community. If I was a black woman on here, oh Lordy, 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 I'd have made a mistake and had babies by 5 different men illegitimately. There be help here. There is no rescue for you if you are a man of this persuasion and you part of the African American community, whether it's partially or fully. They're not going to support you. Their job is to destroy you nowadays. Weirdly enough, you. In fact, I'll even go this far. You have to worry more about African Americans than you do have to worry about racist whites, and I put my money on that. And that's not because I didn't get any donations today. I'm not worried about that no more. I'm really not. I'm really not. I'm really not. This is why I harbor, I edit heavily everything I said. And Jaguar, right? If you're listening, you need to start doing the same thing. Start editing the shit you say. Just because you give them more doesn't mean they're going to donate more. Okay? These people hate themselves. You have to understand that. These are not the same people from even 5 years ago that were collectively still together. Most of this urban culture collectively, they hate each other. This is why they make the moves they make. This is why they'll go harder in on Puff and Rick Ross than they will on Joel Epstein or Harvey Weinstein or any of these other corrupt white motherfuckers is out here that they won't say anything about. They scared to be around, but they always pouncing and jumping on their own. This is why a motherfucker won't write my cash app. And they think, oh, we're gonna hurt him. You're not hurting me. You're just proving my point. You're not hurting me. I say it again. You're not hurting me. You're just proving my point. You understand what I'm saying? So it's all good. It's all good. I hope you continue not to, because sooner or later, what's going to happen is what I'm saying, and the reason I keep saying it, and the reason I keep mentioning the names that I'm mentioning is because of pure simple fact. Someone of significance is going to catch up on this, or someone of significance is going to start speaking about this shit a little bit more. I'm of significance, but I'm talking about a little bit more significance than myself. They're going to start talking about these tactics and these things that African Americans and Latinos are doing here on the internet, and they're going to put it in the highlight perspective. And only then will you see it change. A lot of you motherfuckers are despicable. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're horrible people. You're horrible personalities. You live your day of going online, and for some reason or another, here in the African American Latino spectrum of YouTube, the only thing that gets pushed out is when you're beefing with somebody. Podcasts like this, they don't get pushed out. You understand what I'm saying? But I do them time to time anyway, just to prove my point. Podcasts like this will not get any donations because you're not on here and you're not bashing African American personality or African American star, whatever the case may be, and you happen to be the same hue as them. You know what I'm saying? Podcasts like this, they don't get the satisfaction of being shared and engaged in as far as that or whatever. Most of the people that listen to me, most of them are cowards. Most of them are tap shoe ass niggas, bitches, that will do the same to you in a matter of seconds. You see what I'm saying? And they'll do it to another podcast in a matter of seconds. These people are not to be trusted. I don't give a fuck what you say. I will stick with that. I will stick with that. And I'll be quite fine. I'd rather insult you than insult my own livelihood any day. You see what I'm saying? I've seen what niggas can do. I had a nigga, black dude. This will never, the shit that King Payne pulled, that right there sent me in a different precedence. It let me know, all right, you can't trust none of these niggas. You gotta be ready to take one of these niggas out at any time. Like before, I used to have hesitation. I'd be like, nah, that's a man of color. Now it ain't that no more. No, you gotta be ready to go the distance with these niggas. And if you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, take somebody out to the ball game, you got to. It's back to them days. It's back to them days, yeah. For those inclined, it's back to them days. Because I'd rather go out with 12 or 8 than go out by some hate.